And speaking of more developments, we have a hater again. So Mark Zuck, Zuck is a funny guy, yo. Zuck is always coming at somebody. When he started Threads, he was talking about, oh, let's get in the ring with Elon. Somebody I saw in one of these comments in one of these videos. We're about to look over some videos things because Mark has some things to say. He said Quest 3 is better than any Apple product, mainly the Vision Pro. He was coming at the Vision Pro but the thing is, I don't know if Zuck understands the Vision Pro. What it's going to be used for is way different what the Quest is used for. Quest is more gaming. This is more productivity tool, more comfort tool. So this is just a tool to like do certain other things. How I envision the use of the Vision Pro is way different than the use of the Quest, and that's just my personal experience and what I think it's going to be. But that's just my thoughts right off the bat. Um, but Zuck had some stuff to say, of course, about a rival company. So we gonna see some of the stuff that he had to say. I didn't really listen to anything that he said. Who has more? So yeah, he was coming back at him. He said, "I don't think that the Quest is the better value. I think the Quest is the better product. Period." So, oh, I don't just think that the Quest is better value. So he probably says it in this video real quick.
All right, guys. So I finally tried Apple's Vision Pro. And, I have to say that before this, I expected that Quest would be the better value for most people since it's really good and it's like 7 times less expensive. But after using it, I don't just think that Quest is the better value. I think that Quest is the better product, period. And, the different companies made different design decisions for the headsets. They have different strengths. But overall, Quest is better for the vast majority of things that people use mixed reality for. Now, my friend Kenny is actually capturing this video on Quest's high-resolution mixed reality pass-through right now. We're just here in my living room, and you can see his browser windows and whatever else he's got running up here. So yeah, Quest 3 does high-quality pass-through with big screens, just like Vision Pro. But we also designed it to be great for a lot of other things, moving around, playing games, hanging out with friends and socializing, working out, and more. Quest, I think is just a lot more comfortable. We designed it to weigh 120 grams less, which makes a really big difference on your face. There's no wires that get in the way when you move around. It's a big deal. Our field of view is wider, and I found our screen to be brighter also. I also noticed that Apple's headset has this motion blur as you move around, which Quest is just a lot crisper. Now, Apple's screen does have a higher resolution, and that's really nice. But I was surprised by how many trade-offs they had to make to the quality of the device and the comfort and ergonomics and other aspects of the display and artifacts in order to get to that. Now, for input, Quest supports precision controllers that are great for games. Both headsets support hand tracking, but I found ours to be a little more accurate. Apple's eye tracking is really nice. We actually had those sensors back in Quest Pro. We took them out for Quest 3, and we're going to bring them back in the future. It's a nice interface. It's not perfect for everything, though. For typing or complex tasks, you're going to want things like hands or a keyboard or controllers or eventually a neural interface for those kind of inputs. Quest's immersive content library is a lot deeper. We've been working with studios building virtual and mixed reality games and other content for a long time now. And if you want to watch YouTube or play Xbox on a big screen anywhere you go, that's only available on Quest for now. So, when I look around, it seems like there are a lot of people who just assumed that Vision Pro would be higher quality because it's Apple and it costs $3,000 more. But, honestly, I'm pretty surprised that Quest is so much better for the vast majority of things that people use these headsets for with that price differential. Now, look, I know that, some...
So he said a lot of great points right there. Like he really articulated his thoughts really appropriately and stuff. I can only go based off what he said. I don't have a Vision Pro right now. I don't have a Quest 3 right now and stuff. But when he says I think the Quest is a better value product, but not only better value but a better product, as of right now, I can agree that that is true. And I say that's true because one, it's $3,000 less, and it's able to do more currently. Currently, there's all the app developers and stuff like that haven't gotten everything done for the Vision Pro. They haven't gotten to the fullest ability of how to get all this work done for it and all this other nonsense. Like, there's not a lot of applications yet for the Vision Pro, of course. But another reason that I would say that this is the case is because Meta's been working on the Quest for so long, so much longer. They're on the Quest 3. As he said, he had the Quest Pro, and then they're also thinking about stuff for the future still right now. But the Apple Vision Pro is only, this is their first headset, Apple's first headset. And I really think in the new generations, it's going to become a lot better. But what do we also know about Apple? They always come to the game late. They always come to the game late. That's just what they do. They always show up late to stuff on their phones. The Samsung phones get do certain things before the Apple phones ever do. They they're never going to be the front runner on something that already exists, but they do have a market for people and a certain type of clientele, and they continue to sell their stuff the way they do. They're not changing it for anyone, but also I thought there was better. There's other reasons for having a Vision Pro than having a Quest, but Zuck, when he's showing what the Quest can do right now in its one mode that he's talking about, it looks pretty clean. It looks nice. You can do a lot of different stuff. Of course, you can use YouTube with it. Uh, and things. It's great that you can do that. Apple, I think they incorporated Apple TV in their headset and stuff. So, of course, there's more you can do right now. The code base and making applications and doing the developments for Apple's Vision Pro just hasn't been out long enough. Their hand tracking stuff, they have their own things regarding that. They have their own vision on doing things. They don't want people to use controllers too much. I'm sure you can get controller integration. They have laptop to Vision Pro integration that they said they're having in, and even Apple TV to Vision Pro and different things like that. I'll sure it even come for your phones. I bet you'll be able to use your phone as a controller one day on the Vision Pro when you're playing a game and whatnot. So I think all of that stuff is going to happen. But a lot of stuff he said, it's like impressive. I would agree with him at the current state where the headsets are at. He is completely right. In the future, that may change. Apple may get closer as stuff continues to come out of development, as generations continue to advance. But they're all things that they have to work on. At least he talked about what they're better than him in. They have better resolution. So he knows they have stuff to work on, of course, but this is just the first state. I can't blame Apple too much. The only thing that really bothers me most about the Apple headset is how costly it is. Mind you, our phones are already at over $1,000 on their own, so you would think it would be somewhere around that portion. But Quest is only under 1,000, I believe. I believe my yeah, Quests are $500. So for 128 gigabytes. And I just want to look at, yeah, you can get way more storage on the Vision Pro already. Enough. There's not enough stuff to use all that storage, I believe, already for the Vision Pro. But he, I mean, it's gonna grow. It's gonna have time to be able to grow and get better, I think. And of course, it's trying to take me to Instagram. I just want to play the video again.
Tried Apple's Vision Pro.
I just want to play the
And,
video.
I have to say that before this, I
Of course, it doesn't want to play in the way it came from, but for the most part, I agree with everything that he was saying. Uh, I wish I could like skip through this. I can't skip through
finally
it.
tried.
But for those points that he made there, I definitely do agree on. And there's also more news about this. So let's see what their take is. We heard from Zuck themselves. We had a little bit of my input. So now the news and Bloomberg and stuff like that, they have their own take as far as what Zuck had to say. A lot of people have been making videos about what Zuck had to say. So I'm very curious about it, and we're going to just see and find out.
What a video. Interesting analysis from their side of the technological divide. What was said?
Yeah, Zuckerberg went right at the Vision Pro. He talked about field of view. He talked about comfort. He talked about pass-through quality. He talked about the resolution of the displays. He implied that the Vision Pro, as we've discussed before, is an over-engineered product where they've put these extremely high-resolution panels into the product, bringing up the price. But what are the use cases for that? And so I think he made a few salient points. I think he did something that he had to do. I think his review that he posted on Instagram is really going to drum up sales of the Meta Quest. I think this is going to help sell his product. But that's the positive. On the other side, I think a few years' time, remember the Vision Pro is a first generation product. In a few years' time, I think Apple's going to figure some stuff out. I think the price is probably going to come down a little bit. The comfort is going to improve. Yeah. The use cases are going to improve. The App Store will finally include some interesting apps. And at that point, people will be going back and playing the Zuckerberg video, and it won't look so great.
And that's exactly what I said. The ending that he just said, I said the App Store, the applications, they're not up there yet, so they're going to raise. Oh, I've seen an interesting video. I'm watching it though. I might save that video for later, for another case. But I literally was just saying that their App Store is not there yet. It's the first generation. Zuckerberg's had way more generations to deal with having a headset that Apple has not had yet. And this new generation is just, right now, it's discomforting. I've been talking about discomforting stuff about the Vision Pro before it was even released out there. Of course, their product's lighter and things. There's a lot that Apple is going to figure out. And he said it there. He said, he took the words out my mouth, bar for bar, word for word. He took the words out my mouth because I said it prior. And yeah, the field of view is not probably the best and the greatest and stuff, but you need to go through these trials and tribulations to be able to figure out what is really the best, what's going to work, and how we're going to be able to move forward, because that's going to be sitting there like, dang, they kind of caught up once when they get to that point. Apple is just making a more luxury version of the Meta Quest 3 eventually. I believe that's the path that they're going on, this path that I see it all going. So but yeah, let's definitely see.